You're with Teddy and Tony on Everyday Conversations, the weekly podcast where two friends get together, talk about their week, talk about their lives, and talk about where they are in life. We want to know where you are, and if you're not there, why aren't you listening to us? My name's Teddy. Tony, he's with me. He's keeping me company. He's looking at me. He looks like he's slightly nervous right now. Just kidding. Over to you, Tony.
Teddy, how can I be nervous when I'm in your company? You make me feel so fuzzy and comfortable and warm inside.
Scaring away the listeners in the first 30 seconds. We don't want that.
Everyone wants to feel comfortable and warm, especially when they hear our voices. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's absolutely nothing
I'm glad
wrong.
to be your friend again.
Yeah.
After being various weeks of other, I don't even know what words you would use, describe relationships.
You haven't been my amigo yet, but you're going to be my amigo one day. Anyways, for anyone who hasn't heard the podcast before, broken down into two sections, we talk about our highlight of the week, we talk about what caught our attention during the week, and then we talk about something we saw on the internet. And those topics can go pretty broad and loose, but we try and keep it, into a tight. It's not even on point at.
It's not even tight. It's like a bucket with a lot of holes in it.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there listening to us right now. They might be thinking, who are these people? We don't know who Teddy and Tony are, but that's a little secret that we're going to keep to ourselves forever. So to kick off the show, we start with the highlight of the week. And you were saying before that you're struggling to find the highlights because you're just not doing anything exciting right now. Is that true, or did I just make that up?
You definitely didn't make it up. Those words were stated. And the real question is,
Okay.
What is exciting? Because it's all relative.
True.
You and I might find something exciting. The listeners might think it's boring. Or maybe
True.
we think it's boring.
Yep.
The listeners find it exciting. Then again, let's see. Let's see what happens. This week, two highlights. Both of them were actually more very personal related, kind of like personal goals in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, in the form of achievement.
Yeah.
Where I always talk about tennis, which is good. But what I did in the last probably week or so is try to push myself to see how much can I actually play in a week without literally damaging myself or injuring to the degree that I can't play again.
Yep.
And you might think, you play here and there, play a couple hours. But in the last couple of weeks, I've probably played 4 times in the week. And each time I play, it's not like a friendly little hit. It's a full-on match. When I say match, it could be anywhere from 3 to 4 sets, which can be about 2 or 3 hours each time.
Sounds epic.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that, and when I'm playing, it's kind of like not at a superficial level where you just kind of tap in and you don't run for the ball. We're talking competitive because the people I play are very competitive. I'm very competitive. So basically playing 3 days in a row earlier in the week and then playing obviously competition. I managed to actually get through the week, touch wood, without an injury. I won every single match that I played and every single set. And the part that I thought was the more achievement, not sure whether you might think it's a bit lame, but on the Saturday, let's just say this is last Saturday. This is after all week I'd played. Had a bit of a late night and then unfortunately ran into particular stomach issues the Saturday morning, which basically meant that, so when playing tennis, I like to have this, I've kind of a repertoire of eating a specific food, a lot of it, having the coffee and having like kind of this preparation to kind of get you in the zone and give you the energy. Because Saturdays, you end up playing, it's about 4 or 5 hours non-stop. So you need the energy, right?
Yeah.
So this Saturday, because of that, didn't eat anything, didn't drink coffee, didn't even drink water for about 4 or 5 hours.
Didn't fuel the car up.
Because I couldn't do anything. I didn't, no fuel. Still managed to win. Still managed to play 4 hours. Still alive.
Without your Cocoa Pops.
Without Cocoa Pops, the rice bubbles, none of that stuff. None of that honey glaze. Yeah.
Yeah.
No fruits, no loop.
That is a reference.
The only loopiness was gone in my head.
That is a reference to a previous episode, my friends. But go on.
It was. So it was actually getting through that in that kind of condition and still winning. That was definitely one of my highlights.
Massive. Yeah.
Because, it's kind of like, when you like go to gym and you like lift weights, you have that, so those PBs. It was kind of like that, but a little bit of a...
I've heard of those.
How much can I do?
I've heard of those. I kind of just go to the gym. Full stop.
Going to the gym is already a PB, right?
I scan in, and what happens in there is sometimes it's light work, sometimes it's no work. It's just, going for PBs. I guess I've hit a PB at one point, but I couldn't tell you when it was.
Man, the fact you even go into the gym You're already winning a lot.
Not bad, eh? And
That
I
in
walk.
itself
I
is
walk there. I used to drive. Now I walk to the gym.
even better.
Pretty good.
The fact you even lift one weight is better
Yeah.
than zero.
It's next to a
You know what I mean?
McDonald's,
That's
and I've never gone to the McDonald's after the gym.
You never got that McFlurry, the gym McFlurry, where they had a bit of protein powder and stuff.
Oh no, I
I
don't
think
know.
they call it
Yeah.
the McJunkie or something. Right?
Well, I was going to say, I don't think that's protein powder, my friend. Not in this area. Not where that Macca's is.
Special powder.
Yeah. Cost extra. Cost extra. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other highlight was something just really minor. I went bowling after a while, and actually got probably the highest score I've got in maybe a few years,
Wow.
maybe more than that.
Okay.
So it's not huge. Like, I'm not a pro bowler, but I think it was like 180 or something, which isn't too bad.
We're doing gutters,
It's like,
gutters
it's not
up or
amazing.
down? Gutters up?
Yeah. No, there was no gutters.
Gutters for
none of
kids.
those.
Yeah. Gutters are for kids.
Yeah, but you can actually manually just press them on every time. But I reckon it's actually harder because unless you bounce it perfectly at like 75% up the lane,
Oh, yeah.
if you're missing them anyway, you're only going to get one or two every
Yeah.
time
And
anyway.
you're not having that force at the end, yeah? Because it's all been absorbed in the gutters on the way down.
Correct. It's like using that ramp thing. Did you ever use that?
Yes. Yes, that's like doing pool and getting out the long stick where you can line it up.
Yeah, except the long stick kind of makes sense because sometimes if you're playing on that really large table,
Can't
you
reach.
literally can't reach.
Yeah.
You literally
Yeah.
can't reach it. So it makes sense.
Yeah. This is
like-
just silly. This is just...
I just remember you get like the heaviest ball ever and push it on and just hope for the best. But you know what's funny is, have you ever seen anyone get with the gutters up and still get a zero?
No, I haven't seen that. That sounds like something I'd do.
Happened to my sister one time. One time we put gutters up, like years ago. I still remember this. It was a really old, dodgy bowling place, and she managed to get it in literally that one perfect centimeter between the rail and the last pin on the left
Wow.
side, and she got a zero.
Didn't even realize that was an option.
Yeah, and since then I don't think she's bowled. So you know,
Traumatized.
it's kind of scarring.
Yeah, okay.
I mean it would be. But anyway, so those were my couple of PB personal highlights.
I dig it.
How about
I
yourself?
dig it. Look, my life hasn't been that exciting this week as well, so I had to reach into the vault of what this week has been. I've been on the hunt for an air purifier, so it took me down to JB Hi-Fi on Elizabeth Street
place.
there in the city. And they didn't actually have the air purifier, so that was disappointing. But
What is there? Is there only one?
well, do you know what? They've got the worst range down there. They've got one Dyson one, and they've got pretty much nothing else. I probably should have checked online first. Turns out they're not available anywhere. You can't even order them online. So that was you'd think it's a waste, but guess what? Because I've got like $1,000 of JB Hi-Fi vouchers, right? So collected up from couple
Yeah,
of
we
different,
all do, right?
couple of different jobs. You get like rewards and recognitions kind of stuff, and you kind of cash
Wouldn't
out
know what that
with
is.
a voucher.
Yeah.
Oh well, the whole company got them. So, anyways, and the rest are redeeming points on my credit cards. Now I definitely spent those dollars, but so look, it adds up over time, right? So walked away, brand new air fryer. It's sexy. It's the white one. It's not the black one. It's pretty cool because
Say air fryer or air purifier?
air fryer. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I went in
fryer.
there for an air purifier, walked away with an air fryer.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize how similarly pronounced or close sounding those words were.
And how different the
Totally different. You can't eat what comes out of an air purifier, but you can eat what goes in and then out of an air fryer. In a very healthy and tasty way also. But the air fryer is really good. So we got that, used up $250 on a voucher. And I'm pretty pumped for dinner tomorrow night. Friday nights usually go and eat out. Nuh-uh, staying in tomorrow. Might go get some gems, some fries. We've got some chicken karage, which we're going to put in there. So look, that's probably my highlight of the week, as lame as that sounds. But air fryer, the reason we're so excited is because the other one that we've probably had for about 6 years, the basket started to break, so you couldn't just pull out the drawer and carry it over to the bench anymore. I remember, I'll never forget the first time it happened, probably about 2 years ago. The whole basket just fell out onto the ground below. And I thought, well, this is not cool. And then there's a bit of rust in there. It's just, look, it's time to go. So we've moved on. We've gotten a new one. It's the nice looking sleek white one. Check it out. It's got the little turn knob. None of these digits. We don't want any... what do you call it when there's, we push the buttons instead of the turn knob? Whatever. Whatever. It's late in the evening.
Digital?
Digits, digital. It ain't digital. We've gone analog, baby.
Modern.
Yeah.
Electronic.
And look, when it gets to the end, it's
Millennium.
like an old timer. It just goes bing, nice and simple. It's one less thing to break. That's one thing I like about it. And that's the highlight of my week. So, I mean, look, don't think your week's been lame. Mine's definitely been lame. Highlight of the week,
But
air
yours
fryer.
is good. Now you can have, it reduces oil, right?
Oh, hey,
Air fryer?
well, you don't even need to put, it's not like a deep fry. It tastes like it's been
Yeah,
deep
'cause it's
fried
the-
with no oil.
Oh.
You can
Hey,
just
maybe
spray
next
it.
time I come over, I'll bring some tofu and we can air fry.
Let's give that a go. Yeah, we'll coat it in something good. We won't just go plain into the air fryer. That's a bit crazy. But we'll coat it.
Yeah. I reckon that'd be good. We should do that, 100%. That's not lame at all. You're literally bought something that's now going to make really tasty food at home at probably 1/3 of the cost.
Exactly. Well, that was my highlight of the week, which is where we move on to the next section. What caught your attention this week?
It was just the other day, where I was in the street. I was with my mate. He was driving, and just in front of us there was this kind of like a ute, and we noticed like at the back there are all these like boxes, and I thought for a split second I was like, oh, it's a bit weird that the back part's not up, right? Or it's not like secured. It was like maybe 20 or 25 boxes. Anyway, so right in front of us, this ute zooms off, and one of these boxes fell out at the
Whoa.
back,
Okay, yep.
right in front of us,
Yep.
right on the street, and we're like, oh. So we thought, okay, we stopped. I went out and collected it, and then maybe about 50 meters in front, the guy had stopped, like slowed, and then stopped completely. And then I'm holding this box, and it was really heavy. First thing I realized was how heavy it was. I thought it's either petrol or maybe it's oil or paint even.
How big?
Because it
How
was in
big
like
is
a
this box?
cardboard. Probably the same size. I don't know.
So you're thinking it might be like a milk crate size, or twice the size?
No. Maybe like a milk crate size.
Yeah, cool.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
Good example.
Yeah.
So, but it was a cardboard thing, and there was something in it, and it had like consignment, and it had some names and stuff, and it was quite heavy. I'd say probably it's a few kilos.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that. Maybe 6 kilos.
Surely you
7
opened
kilos.
it.
No, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
But
That's
then-
what
'cause
a scumbag would do, like me.
The guy stopped. No, the guy stopped. Right, get this. Yeah, thought scumbag looks like, is this worth anything?
Yeah.
Make sure no one's looking.
I'd start-
Except it was broad daylight in a neighborhood with people walking by.
I'd be like, here, quick, come tip the canola oil. I can't lift it so I can pour it into my mouth by myself. Yeah, go.
It's like, oh, that's a waste. We have an air fryer now. We don't need the oil.
Don't
But,
need the oil. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the card stopped, right? I'm like, oh. So I was like, I had it in my hand, and I was trying to pull my hand
Mr.
up to
Mime.
get the attention of the guy in front to be like, look, you stay there. We'll drive it up to you.
Yeah.
So I got back in the car, my mate's car, and I'm holding this box thing, and the ute in front just drove off, and I was like, wait, what?
Drugs. It's drugs in there.
No,
Has
he
to
just
be.
like left,
He's
and
gone.
I just thought, no. Anyway, so we're like, holy, whatever. So we start following, and then literally maybe another 50 meters, 4 or 5 boxes fall out from the back,
What?
and we're like, surely he would notice it. It's
Stolen
pretty
car.
loud.
Stolen car.
No.
Go.
And then it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
So then we're like, well, this is weird. So then we got out again, and then these 2 ladies on the side were like, hey, did you see that car? We're like, well, yeah, I was holding the first one, and I'm just holding it here thinking he'd stop.
Yeah.
He just kept going,
He's
right?
dropping massive boxes
then-
everywhere. I saw him.
Yeah, no, seriously. And these are like big boxes in the middle of the road and like dangerous, right? So we're like, okay, so we started picking them up and moving to the curb, and then one of them opened. It turns out it was oil because it started leaking.
Oh, right.
So it actually was oil.
Do you know what sort of oil?
And we're like, well,
Like canola cooking or something, or like car oil? It'd have to be cooking oil in big tins or something.
I would presume it would
Yeah.
be cooking oil.
Okay.
So anyway, we're like, this is just the weirdest thing. I did get a quick glance at the driver. He did look
very-
a bit like a
it's very
slightly
weird.
dodgy, older, bearded guy.
He did?
Not that I'm stereotyping. Yeah. But the weirdest part is he definitely would have seen me holding that box the first thing. Just come, like literally like this waving
It's
at him.
very
And he
suspicious.
still drove up.
It's very suspicious.
So very weird, right? And then we
Yeah.
put the box to the side. We're like, I guess let's just follow the trail and see if there's anything else. And sure enough, as we go another 100 meters, there's a few boxes here and there. So I went up and moved to the side. Some cars literally just drove by them. I'm like, come on, for the sake of public safety, move the box from the middle of the street.
Oh, mate.
But the weirdest part is this guy. We couldn't find him. He just disappeared. I got a name on this this box,
yeah.
and that was it.
did you-
And I
did you
thought
get
that
a
was
number
just
plate?
the weirdest thing. No, I didn't get a number plate.
Bizarre.
But I've got the details of the consignment, like who it's meant to be to.
Yeah.
Consignee. So yeah, the person who's meant to receive it. So I've got a name. Anyway, that was just weird. I was like, what are the odds we just ran into that? Like, I was just never happened to me before. So that was interesting. That definitely caught my attention. One theory that someone said was maybe it was, and it's not very nefarious at all, but it's like maybe it was old cooking oil and they were discarding it anyway, and that's why the guy didn't care that it was dropping them.
That's
Which actually kind of makes a bit of sense.
It does.
I mean, unless if it was valuable, why would you just drive off? Literally, he would have dropped 9 or 10 boxes.
What's up with the consignment notes though?
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the boxes were consignment and they were just moving them in that. I don't know.
I reckon he's like stolen the car.
You reckon?
Well, it just doesn't make sense that you'd lose your
But
cargo.
the weirdest part was
when
the first one fell off, he actually slowed, then stopped completely. So we thought maybe he's realized.
He could be on the run, man. It's like there's everything about this.
Maybe he has social anxiety.
Could be. Everything about this is
He was like, I just don't know how to
suspicious.
deal with. Yeah, and he looked very dodgy. Like,
Yeah.
literally, if you had to like, if he was in one of those lineups, you know, like in those when you have to go, that guy's the criminal. He would look like the guy that everyone would pick by default.
Unsavory.
Yeah. Something not right about that guy.
Okay.
So that's what happened. I was like, that was very interesting. I've never had anything that happen to me before.
I've never seen that.
It was fascinating.
Crazy.
And then the other thing too, which everyone's heard of, is that caught my attention. You know, with crypto, right? That everyone knows crypto.
Dogecoin?
Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu coin, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But in 5 days ago, when Tesla, so Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, founder of Tesla, was like, we're not accepting Bitcoin anymore due to environmental concerns.
Yeah.
And then it tanked 10%. Now, yesterday, the Chinese government announced that they're not going to accept Bitcoin anywhere. And as a result, it tanked 30%.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Wow.
In the space of like 20 minutes. But with Bitcoin, so does everything else. So Ethereum, which is the second most popular one, also linked to blockchain, that also tanked 30%. You know, Shiba Inu tanked, Dogecoin tanked. There was all a slight rebound. And even till now, it still hasn't really rebounded. And it suddenly caused all this volatility because in the last 3 months, it has lost 50%. So where it peaked at, was it 68,000 USD or whatever? It got down to like 30,000, 38,000 USD.
Okay, because I saw it at about 80,000 the other day. Obviously not anymore.
Australian? No, that would have been last week, if not even earlier than that.
Insane.
So it just kind of shows, and what it caught my attention, and this is something I've always been a big proponent of, because people are always going, hey, you into crypto? I had someone today ask me, hey, what's this thing that everyone's doing? It's like CoinSpot. And I said, that's an app. That's not even the thing. But so everyone's in it, and it's like, it's that dangerous because people see fast money, right? And they get, I could just put like 10 grand in here and go to 15. But so easily.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's unregulated. It has no actual value. Like, how do you value something that is nothing? It's just something in the whole internet world, right? So that definitely caught my attention, that how quickly things can move. And someone like Elon Musk has that much power.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or influence that he can literally just go, I don't like it. Boom, down 30%.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be comfortable with something that's completely out of your control? That's the thing I caught my attention.
It's pretty interesting. I was watching that. He does have the ability to move markets with tweets, which is pretty impressive. But so did Donald Trump, and so do a lot of people.
It's like market manipulation, right? It's just dangerous.
Well, he got fined. So it would have been about 2 years ago, I think it was, when he came out and said, I'm thinking about taking Tesla public. And that, no, hold on. They are public currently. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he did something that he did just
like non-material public information, right?
Yeah, look,
material non-public information.
Not even that. He just said, I might do something. And that moved the markets. And he got fined pretty heavily for it. I feel silly not knowing if they're public or not, by the way. But for him to have gotten fined.
Oh, they are. They're publicly traded.
Then,
that's why they went down like 40%. Like in the last few months, but last year went up like some ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course, they're public, hence the fines and stuff. But there was something that he did. He said that he was going to do, and it totally moved the market. And it was just, he tried to argue, saying, "Oh, I was never going to do it. I was just thinking out loud. And it's like, nah, dude. So he got fined pretty big for that. To your point, he's got the ability to move some markets. So,
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a CEO, like you're allowed to say things. But I guess you just got to depending on whether you have inside information that you're revealing.
Yeah, this was just more. This was not that. This was more like, hey, I might do this. And that was all it was. So it was baseless as well. Anyways, anything else catch your attention?
No, just those two.
Plenty going on. Plenty going on. All right. So what caught my attention this week is we've talked about the air purifier that took me into JB Hi-Fi, but I went in there today. I went upstairs, empty. Not one person. Sorry, there was one person. He was a customer. And then I went
Elizabeth Street.
Elizabeth Street. You know, upstairs where there's the TVs and stuff. I was just standing around thinking, I would love someone to come and help me right now. I'm looking for my air purifier. And then I went downstairs, 8 JB Hi-Fi people just standing around doing nothing. And I'm thinking, this is not
pretty typical of JB.
This is not what the CEO had in mind. So, look, my phone was about to die, but I was about to do a little Insta video and just tag in JB Hi-Fi just for people to see. No one would have watched it, but still I would have felt good doing it. Anyways, that was something that caught my attention. Now, another thing that caught my attention was last week, Baldwin. I was walking through... This was after we did the show last week, by the way. I was walking through and... have I told you about the Galahs?
Oh, you walked to Baldwin?
Yeah, no. I was walking through Baldwin. I'm walking down the street and I'm thinking, there's a cafe there. There's a Galahs sitting on the pole where, like, you know, the thing that separates the little protector things next to the cafe, seats on the street, just next to the road, whatever they're called.
Those, yeah.
And there's a little pole thing that comes across and you might have some banner on the side of it. On the pole, there is a Galahs. It has a leash tied around its neck. And I'm thinking, surely not. I get a bit closer. A couple of young girls just sitting there. Because Baldwin's, heavily, lots of Chinese population there. So I would dare to say they're Chinese. And you got to be careful with what you say these days. You know what I mean? So I'm treading lightly here, people.
Oh man,
I don't
we're gonna get Teddy's gonna get cancelled.
I know. If I say they're Asian, I'm in trouble. If I say they're Chinese, I'm being real specific. So I'm trying to just provide some evidence as to why I think they were Chinese. Okay. Anyways, I'm getting a bit closer, and I see a galah tied up on a leash, and I'm like, oh my god! So I whip out the phone, start doing an Insta story. And I'm like, hey, is that your pet galah? She's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, that's really cool. I've never seen one. I need to get me one of those. And I walk away, I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened there? They thought it was pretty funny. Anyways,
Isn't that illegal?
Look, good question.
To put a bird on a leash?
Good question. I don't know the answer. I think we're going into new territory here. So I walk across, just sit on that one for a bit, guys. Let it sink in. Yep. Galah on leash, this happened while they're having lattes. I walk across the road and I'm sort of, there's a bit of a huddle around this small corner to cross. I think it's Whitehorse Road there or something like that. And it's a very small corner and you want to get across. Everyone's crowding around to get across the road. This old lady, I dare say she was Chinese, don't hurt me, but I think she was an older Chinese lady, cuts in front of me, right? Cuts in front of me and then cuts in front of a few of us. In her, like, walking frame on the wheels kind of thing, whatever they're called.
How can she cut?
She cuts in front of us, and then we had to bloody go around her. She obviously wasn't taken off. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? Like, you don't cut in front of people to block them. Look, she's old, I respect my elders. But, I mean, just hang back. We're all about 10 times the speed of you. We're taking off, right? We're like Usain Bolt, and you're like me on a normal day. And that was a few things that caught my attention. So that all happened within the space of about 20, 30 meters from the two incidents. Galah, and then old lady across the road. But that definitely caught my attention. Seems simple. Well, maybe not the galah, but the old lady thing, but just cut me off and then everyone had to overtake. I think we all made eye contact with each other thinking, what's going on here? But credit to her, she gives no stuffs, that lady, and I need her to be my spirit animal. Anyways, we'll move on to the next topic. That's what...
So you must have thought you were in, like, Bizarro World or something.
I totally did. I swear I did. And I saw a couple of
Like, is this real life? Am I hallucinating right now? What is this?
Yeah, and look, I went past some shops. I just went into the bank, and inside the bank was a bit of a scene. It was an ANZ branch, and I was just thinking, it's chaos in here. that was what started the whole sequence of things, all right? So then I kept walking down and I come across the Galahs, then I see some shops, and then there's the old lady. I jumped in the car, I drove out of there. I would have been speeding just to get out of that crazy suburb. But it was all good. It was all good, and that's what caught my attention.
I need to go to this place, experience this. Next time I want a little adventure, I'm not going to the museum. I'm going to go to Baldwin.
Go to Baldwin. Go to Baldwin, yeah. Affluent suburb, but people are crazy there. People are crazy.
Bizarro world.
It absolutely is. Brings us to the second, not even the second, the third section of the show, which is where we just let loose on the internet. So it started off, as we all know, with what we saw on social media this week, but it's kind of just turned into what have you seen on the internet? Because the internet's big and broad, and it's got a lot of darkness in it. But we try and bring out the light stuff because it's a G-rated podcast.
We bring out the lighter stuff, sometimes the funny stuff, sometimes the interesting stuff. Or if it was dark, we extract the light out of it.
Yeah.
If that's even
a
thing that you do.
And if we've got nothing, then I'll just read a few passages from the New Testament. But take it away, my friend. Let's find out what we've got on the internet. Please proceed.
No, I saw a couple of, kind of smaller clips across various social medium. Is that, what's the plural of social media? Or is that plural?
I think media is plural, yeah.
But isn't that the medium as well upon which we view?
It's a really good question. I'm
just wondering.
We're gonna have to come back on that one. I'm not 100%
social
sure.
media doesn't sound right.
No. Right.
First one. Did you at school? Did you ever play? What are they called? Tiggy or tag?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or anything. It's a game we all brought up.
Oh, for sure.
Brought up with, right?
It got
and then there was
brutal.
Brandy.
Yeah.
Which was like you piff a ball as hard as you can, and that got banned. And then there was British Bulldogs. Remember all that?
That definitely got banned. Was that just spear tackling people?
It was literally damage people as quick as you can. It was bad.
Good call. Yep. Good.
So anyway, did you know there's actually a professional tag? Did you know?
I know there's a show where I think it's tag, but no, I don't.
It's like an actual proper sport now where basically it's like a game where the player has to tag their opponent within 20 seconds, and it's actually a bunch of obstacles, kind of like parkour. You know, with parkour, you got like fences and like climbing things and ladders and stuff. And it's actually really intense to watch, and it's actually quite interesting because it kind of reminds you, it's like grown-up kids where they start on either side of this like arena, let's call it, and they literally, like one guy who's meant to get tagged is just sprinting, and he's like jumping around, doing parkour, swinging around, diving onto the thing, and the other guy's like literally just trying to touch him, and it only goes for 20 seconds.
Wow.
It's fascinating. It's actually really good to watch. It makes me realize that I want to try it. Like, you know how you have laser tag, bowling and stuff I've mentioned before? They should have actual tag.
I'll chase you around for a bit.
I think it'd be good.
I reckon we could try and chase each other.
Well, we already do. On a weekly basis.
It's okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. Another really small thing. I don't know whether you'd ever be game enough to do this. It's just a video of a guy. He's got like this. He's like at the beach, and he's got like this little tiny little bucket of prawns, and then basically a seagull you can hear in the background. And then he kind of looks to the side, and the seagull's like literally about to swoop in and take the prawns, and he punches the seagull in the face.
That's pretty hilarious, but also, what is wrong with that person?
It's like animal cruelty, but it's like he just, as you said before, no care. What was the word? No stuffs.
Yeah, it's given no stuff.
Like it's just so casual. Like he's just waltzing back with his little prawn. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And the seagull's in the coming from the side, just goes bang, punch, and the seagull just like flies away. And I mean, I wouldn't do that.
Was he trying to?
I think I'll just surrender the prawn.
Was he trying to bait the seagull into it, or did he just get the seagull away from his thing?
No, I don't think there was any baiting at all. Like, at all.
Yeah. This sounds similar to the dude that punched the kangaroo in Australia. Do you remember that one?
I think I saw the video. The one where he like starts the fight, and is that the red kangaroo?
Yeah, because it's having a go.
Red kangaroos are scary, but
yeah,
they're like They're like 2 feet. They're like 220 centimeters or something. Not 2 feet. 6 foot something. Like they're huge.
That was pretty
like-
that was pretty classic. He copped a bit of flack for that because I think he was working at the zoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the story is that he had a mate who was I'll tell later. Sorry, this is your time. This is your time. Back to the internet.
No. That's all right. Then another video was basically it's kind of this camera. There's a couple upstairs sitting on their sofa, and then basically the video shows like a robber who's come up the stairs with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
And is like pointing it from behind, and they turn around, and they kind of like. What happens is the guy like somehow rolls down off, and then kind of jumps on him and throws him down the stairs, and then basically is like, so he starts fighting him, and then he's basically like, you're robbing the wrong house, Buster, and like literally like insulting him, and then as the guy like gets thrown down the stairs, the robber is just like, what the, bro, like, and then when you hear it, it's like the funniest thing ever, like. It's like just absurd,
right?
Because this guy's gone full like guerrilla tactics, like the guy who owns the house, like
right?
His boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And he's and the way he's done, it's the most like baller thing I've ever seen. Like he sounds like Christian Bale, right? Firstly,
yeah,
because like, literally, I mean, I can't imitate it all American accent. Yeah. It's like you've got the wrong house, Buster.
Yeah,
right. And then Rob is like, what the, like literally just had no idea. It's actually quite bizarre, but it's actually great to watch. Like you're watching a real life movie, because like imagine the robber. Like I've seen another video where like the guy comes in, knocks on the door, and like he's got a gun, and then the other guy literally just punches him straight in the face. And the robber just runs away.
That is ridiculous. I mean, because in this one, does the robber hang around for a bit, or does he get just completely owned?
Well, yeah, because the footage is from the videos from like the top floor camera, so all it shows is that the guy throwing the robber down the stairs, and then obviously the girlfriend called the police.
Yeah.
So I think he held him and then held him down.
Okay, good. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah. So there's a picture of the guy, but just the dude had a shotgun and took him by surprise, and he still managed to lose. It's not a very good robber, is he?
He's terrible. No, he lost that. No. He's not good.
How do you even lose that? Like the odds are pretty stacked in your.
I know.
In your
well,
favor,
look,
right?
if you've got a shotgun, you got to be willing to use it. That's where he kind of failed, I reckon.
Well, a lot of them don't use it. It's like when they want to, rob like a store out of it. It's usually just for intimidation, right?
Yeah, I know. And then the dude's just like, wrong house, buddy.
Yeah. Wrong house, Buster.
I eat shotguns for breakfast.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, think about this. Touch wood, we never get robbed. But imagine it does. Like most people just freeze, right?
Yeah, true. Usually,
I like to think instinctively, like I'm like a ex-ninja or something, and something just happens and
well, look,
ends up with them on the floor.
The time I got robbed, I never got robbed, man. Did you believe me for a second there?
Yeah, because I know of what was it, the gateway to
the gateway.
What was the phrase you used the other way?
It was the gateway
to the peninsula.
Yeah. But there was this one service station that we used to work at between 6 and 12, 6 p.m. and midnight, and it was near the Ingham's chicken factory, middle of nowhere. Okay, it was in a place called Baxter, and no one even knows where Baxter is. It's
never heard of it.
You drive 10, 15, 20 minutes out of Frankston and you feel like you're like rural. That servo there, pretty much, it got held up a few times. Lucky enough, I was never one of the ones that got held up. But every time a car came in there and you never saw someone get out, it was all tinted windows. You never knew what was going to go down. But look, the food was good. I used to eat all the food on site. They had good pies. Yeah, it was great. I worked there during uni. Good times.
Glad Touchwood didn't get robbed.
Yeah.
What about the what do you call it? The
Gateway to the peninsula?
No, not gateway to the peninsula. The windows. Tinted.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
God, I couldn't even... I saw a car today, like from afar. It was a Range Rover.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, the windows were darker than like a limousine. But surely that's illegal.
Well, do you know what's on the flip side of that? It has to be, right? But on the flip side of that, we got quote unquote darkest legal tint. In December last year, we're convinced that they've got it wrong. Because you look through it and I'm like...
Wait, are you talking about your car?
Yeah,
Are you talking about your car?
in the front.
That's not dark at all. I can see everything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
This was like pitch black.
I want that.
Like the whole car.
Yeah, I feel like we got ripped off. We're going to go back to
Pretty sure that's illegal unless you can get a exception. Exemption, sorry.
Yeah.
Similar, like, did you know, being a P-plater, if you request an exemption, you can still drive a supercharged car. I don't know how they accept it, but apparently you can. Because you know how you're restricted with, like, high-powered vehicles and stuff? Or V6, V8,
I
whatever.
do. Yeah, I do.
But there's actually, because I've seen some P-platers on, like, some literally, like, modified cars.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or, like,
They must be doing
so
it
I don't know
outside of the rules. Has to be.
No. But I mean, I assume they're not that stupid if they're driving around in the daylight and they'll get pulled over.
True.
Because it's clearly a high-powered vehicle.
True.
But I'm just wondering how you get exemptions. Like, do you reckon it's like a diplomatic immunity style thing? Or
maybe it's not what you know, but who you know.
I mean, we learned that from Billions, right?
True.
Literally every other show ever.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I saw on the internet.
I dig it. I dig it in a big way.
Range of things. What did you?
What
peruse?
did Teddy see during the week as he was trolling through the internet and looking up all sorts of stuff? All right, so I came across a few things. There's one article. Chinese zoo embarrassed after attempting to pass off golden retriever dog as an African lion.
As the lion. I was actually going to use that last week.
How good's that?
Yeah, you reminded me. I wrote that down and I forgot to say it.
Oh, man. So
I remember that.
Yeah.
Everyone got ripped off or something.
Yeah, the gist of it is visitors to a zoo in China were shocked to find a golden retriever waiting to greet them in a cage labelled as an African lion enclosure. And the zoo claimed it was a misunderstanding involving the owner's pet dog and that there were now lions in the cage. So then they've just got a photo of the cage and there's just a dog behind it. It's a golden retriever.
Didn't the dog have like a mane? Didn't the dog have a mane or something? It's like it literally looked like it'd been done up.
It's all kinds of ridiculous. The photo I'm looking at, they've tried to do a little bit, but no one's fallen for that. It's all kinds of ridiculous. And
they said that the lions were currently somewhere else, or those it just had to be transported. But
everyone's seen a lion before, and if you're gonna pick a golden retriever, come on, like, what is?
I mean, you're better off putting a wolf or like anything else. Like you're
better off doing
who
it.
thought of that? But you're better off just saying the lions died, and there's no lions.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah. Possession's 9/10 of the law, however it goes. Get rid of everything, and it's all good.
Who thought of like, the lion's on here? What do we do? Oh, I've got a retriever. Just chuck him in. Surely they don't notice.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So another one. This is off Reddit, and it's TIL. Today I learned that in 2006, a woman farted on a plane and tried to cover up the smell by lighting matches, causing an emergency landing and an FBI investigation. Although she was not charged in the incident, she was also not allowed back on the plane. Go over to the NBC News article. It is legit. Flatulence causes emergency landing. So that's the gist of it. I'm not going to read the article, obviously, because I think we've heard all we need. But imagine that, trying to cover your tracks and then downing a plane and get the FBI's involved at this point.
First of all, how did you get matches on? Or was this before No,
2006. Matches are okay.
But I'm pretty sure matches, I don't think matches were ever okay.
Well, you can take a lighter.
Surely not. If it's declared.
Well,
Can you take a lighter on?
It gets declared.
I thought it has to be packed.
No, it gets declared on the way. Well, think about smokers, right? They're taking their ciggies onto the carry-on. And you got a lighter in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's been times previous life where I've smoked cigarettes. Okay, yes, I said that. Cigarettes, and I would always
shame, Teddy, shame.
I know Teddy wasn't always cute and cuddly. He used to live a dark and unsavory existence.
How else do you think Teddy got this marvelous husky voice?
Yeah, well, look, without the darkness, there is no light. But what happened was I used to take on the
Jesus himself.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but your words, not mine.
I don't know. I didn't read the Bible.
Nah, Jesus. Don't worry about Jesus, but he's a good dude, and the lighter you can take on the plane. Anyways, I saw another one. Now, have you seen these? There's an airbag designed to keep old people falling over, keep them safe. Have you seen this?
An airbag.
Yeah. Okay. It's. I need to explain it. So when I first saw the video, you see someone take a seated position, like they're about to fall over, and then they're like, oh, they fall over. I think it's in Indonesia, so they're cute people trying it out. Again, don't want to push the boundaries of what I'm saying.
I like how you stuck to one continent this whole episode.
That's true. We don't know what country Teddy comes from. It's kind of like Paddington. Do you know where Paddington comes from?
Paddington Bear.
Yeah.
The what gumboots person?
Yeah.
Yeah, bear. I thought it was from London.
Peru.
What?
He's from Peru, man. That's what I mean.
I thought it was a British show.
Yeah, it is. But
I thought it was like London gumboots. It was raining all the time. Does it rain that much?
I always thought it was London too. And then when I found out he was from Peru, it rocked my world.
No, it can't be. Like, even the buildings look like they're from London. I mean, no offense, I don't know Peru, but like it looked like London.
Oh,
and the taxis were those black taxis.
Yeah, but I think he himself is from Peru.
So how on earth did he get to London?
Well, he probably came over in like a crate or something, like in Banana Man or Super Ted. You know, Super Ted got locked up. I don't know if you remember Super Ted, but let's check this out right now.
Ted.
Paddington Bear. We're doing this real time.
He's got to be British.
He's a fictional character. Nationality Peruvian. Right there, settled. Okay, I'm not even joking.
Oh my god,
it's right there. It's right there. Anyways, that's why I'm saying.
He doesn't even look Peruvian. Anyway.
That's why I'm saying you can't guess where Teddy's from because Teddy could be anywhere or everywhere. Anyways, so there's these airbag things. As you're about to fall over, think about like if you've got a nappy and it kind of just like puffs out like a prawn cracker just as you're about to like fall over, okay? And it stops you from breaking your hip.
What the?
It's great. And you can do it like on the side or on the back. And as like an airbag, right? As you're about to hit, it just pops out and you like have a soft landing, like around your bum, kind of like you're wearing like a padded nappy. Can you imagine that?
But don't they still have to get up?
Yeah, but they haven't like broken their hip because that's the number one fear of old people, man, falling over because you can actually kill yourself or damage yourself pretty. That was pretty dark. You can actually physically hurt yourself and cease to exist in this existence, aka deceased. But you know what I'm saying. Anyways, so look, that's the little airbag thing I saw was pretty good. And then there was another article. Have you seen some articles or some advertising with Snoop Dogg around town?
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. All right. There was an article. It was basically along the lines of Treasury Wines picks out gangster rapper as their savior, and they've brought on Snoop Dogg as the guy that's promoting their new. I think it's 19 Crimes wine. It's actually not new, but it's their lower label brand. Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
You're going to see him on bus stops all around town. I first saw it on the internet article. I didn't know if I was reading it right, but Treasury Wine's getting all around it. You'll see it now that I've mentioned it. But that's some cheap stuff. That is some nasty wine that he's promoting, and I want to actually wait until the adverts come out on TV. Saw that on the internet. Now I'm seeing it on bus shelters, or sort of should I say bus stops, and that's pretty much what I saw on the internet this week, man. That's me.
And Snoop Dogg is like amazing, and a lot of people, especially the younger generation, they don't realize he was like old school gangster. Like, he's from Compton. I'm pretty sure he's from Compton. He did you know that he was actually no, I can't say that on the podcast, don't worry. But he was actually friends with Tupac. Everyone knows about Tupac,
This I did know.
Yeah. And and obviously whatever happened to Tupac, still conspiracy. People still think he's alive.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy
stuff. Pretty crazy stuff.
One of the scariest things I remember listening to is on YouTube, someone's like reversed one of his songs. It's kind of creepy. Have you ever reversed a song? It sounds pretty creepy.
Nah, I've heard about it though. I've heard about it, but I haven't actually done that.
And apparently in one of the songs, he's like, "I'm in LA and missing you," or something like that.
Right.
If you reverse the song.
Wow.
So
okay.
people have this conspiracy that he's still alive somewhere. But anyway, so Snoop Dogg has been like through all this kind of like hood stuff, gang fights and whatever. And he's obviously come through, and then, he's like an institution. Like he's now everywhere. He's got his own lines with stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's on Treasury Wines. He was on Call of Duty voicing once as well. Like I think about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember that. So he's just everywhere.
And he's absolutely everywhere. He's done a few things in Australia before as well. But he's cool, man. He's cool. He's still rocking it.
I mean, if we could get him a guest on our show, that would be pretty cool. Maybe our one.
Well, we'd probably go from 2 listeners up to maybe at least 100, which would be pretty cool. But speaking of, that brings us to the end of another episode, and I think we're going to get ready to go off into the weekend. We always record towards the end of the week. It's a good way to wrap up the week. Sometimes we have some pretty busy weeks, and out there, if you're listening, We've had some busy weeks too, but we're here for you. We're here to keep you company. As you get tucked into bed, Teddy and Tony read you a bedtime story. Don't fall asleep to this. If you do, we're insulted. How do you feel about that, Tony?
Well, look, by the same token, yes, we're insulted, but conversely, in a positive way, it means they're very comfortable with what we're talking about and it's easy listening. And sometimes when you're tired after a long, hard week, you know, you've had a couple of wines or something to relax, you get a bit sleepy. And then you hear our nice angelic voices
Yep.
in the background, you know, sharing stories, you know, keeping it positive, keeping it real. You know, it's not the worst way to fall asleep.
No. Actually, I think it would probably be the best way to fall asleep, if you know what I mean. Teddy and Tony is going to tuck you into bed every night, read you a bedtime story. But that brings us to the end of the episode. Do you have anything that you want to share with me before we go? Just because after this, we're out for another week.
No, just pretty much like I say every week. You know, I think it's great to catch up, and it's very important to keep things consistent. I think if there's any message for anyone listening today, if there's anything you want to do, any kind of habit, anything you enjoy, just carve out a little time and just do it consistently. Once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, just don't give up. Don't stop. I think that's important. Keep the momentum.
And don't give up on listening to us, all right? Because we've got better shows to come.
Yeah,
We've got better shows to come. Don't worry about that. And if you listen, we'll bring you on air next time. Yeah, you. Whoever you are. That brings us to the end of the episode. Teddy and Tony, off into the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week.